Very good morning, children. Hope you are well aware that you have a test on Friday, lesson 1 and lesson 2. Lesson 1, radicals, one video you should see. I have explained the radicals in that video. Then, how to form compounds by crisscross method. That should be very clear. But, how do we find out the valencies of compounds of the elements? Like for example, NO2 है. Okay. Then, how do we find the valency of nitrogen here? We will interchange the subscripts. So, nitrogen actually should have a valency of 2. Right? But, we can see that oxygen here, it is given a valency of 1, which is not the case. We know that oxygen has a valency of 2. That is why, from here it is showing only 1. So, we should multiply both of them by 2. And hence, we can say that valency of nitrogen here is 4. Okay. Like this, we have to calculate for whichever compound the valency is, for whichever element the valency is asked, check for the other element also if the valency is possible or not. Like in this case, 1 was not possible. So, we multiplied both of them by 2. Hence, we got the valency of nitrogen as 4 in this compound. We have done all these other examples which are given here, valencies of various compounds. Right? Chemical equation. Symbolic representation of a chemical reaction. Okay? Using symbols and formulae of substances involved in the reaction. Fine? Steps of writing, we know that the reactants and the products are there, and both reactants are separated by, if 2 or more reactants are there, separated by plus sign. Reactants and products should be separated by arrow. Okay. Learn the definitions, reactants, products. Now, chemical reactions may include 1 reactant and 2 or more products, 2 reactants, 1 product, 2 reactants, 2 products, 2 reactants and 3 or more products. So, this is how anything can happen. These are the various examples based on this they have given. So, you can be asked the examples also. Okay, give one example in which 2 reactants and 2 products are there. So, this reaction you can give any reaction, but these are just the examples given here. We come to balanced equation. First of all, you tell me what is a skeletal equation. Skeletal equation is nothing but it is just a unbalanced equation. Okay, it just represents total number of atoms of each element on the 2 sides which are not equal, which might not be equal. Okay, to make them equal, to make the number of atoms on the left side equal to the number of atoms of each element on the right side equal, we balance the equations. And why should an equation be balanced? So that it follows the law of conservation of matter, which says matter can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. We balance only by hit and trial method. We can follow any of these, and we do follow the hit and trial method. Please practice balancing. A lot of equations related to balancing are there at the end of the chapter in the exercise questions. Now, information conveyed by a balanced chemical equation. What all does an equation tell us? You can get it as a question. Like they can give you any equation, and what they can ask you, what does this equation say? So, it tells us about the actual result of the chemical change. What products are formed, right? About the reactants involved and the products formed. About the number of molecules of each substance. Okay, here we can say 2 molecules of NaOH and 1 molecule of sulfuric acid. And 2 molecules of water, 1 molecule of sodium sulfate are formed. So, it tells us the number of molecules, about the chemical composition of the respective molecules. Like 1 molecule of sodium hydroxide, it contains 1 atom of sodium, 1 atom of oxygen, 1 atom of hydrogen and so on. Okay. We can calculate the mass also, molecular mass of each compound, and finally if we see on both the sides, the mass will definitely remain the same. so that we can say that the law of conservation of mass is followed. So these are the things which an equation tells us. Okay. Limitations of a chemical equation. What does it not tell us? The physical state of the reactants and the products. Whether the substance is solid, liquid or gas. The time taken for the completion of reaction. We don't even know that the reaction has completed or not, and how much time it will take to complete. Whether the heat is given out or absorbed during the reaction. Respective concentration, the reaction which we just saw, that doesn't tell us all these. What is the concentration, the rate at which the reaction proceeds, how fast, or it is a slow reaction happening. Then whether the reaction is reversible or irreversible. The reaction is completed or not. This is what I just said. It is complete or not, we don't come to know. But we can make a reaction more informative by writing the following additional informations. We can write all these. Okay. So we can write the reactant. On the arrow we can mention the catalyst, the promoter, temperature, pressure. So we can come to know that all these are the conditions. This arrow will show us that the reaction is reversible. A heat symbol will tell us whether heat is absorbed or if it is here it is released, right? Physical states, solid, liquid, gas, or the gas arrow can be added. Precipitate arrow can also be added. Downward arrow, so it will tell us more, give us more information here. Concentration we can mention here. Dilute and concentrated. Aqueous means water, solution in water. Okay, so this concentrated, dilute also can be mentioned to increase the information conveyed by a chemical reaction. I think I have discussed with you all these balancings, right? And please do practice. Balancing is just like your maths. The more you practice, the quicker you are at that. Now, relative atomic mass. This is just the atomic mass. Learn the definition. As we say atomic mass, atomic weight, it is relative. Relative means we compare it with carbon. Okay. So, relative atomic mass or weight of an element is the number of times an atom is heavier than 1/12 times the mass of carbon 12. Carbon 12 means it is the isotope in which the weight of carbon is 12. Okay. So, the definition to be learnt is this, but when you have to calculate the atomic mass, it is very simple. Like we take cane sugar. Here is an example. So, relative molecular mass of cane sugar will be mass of C into 12 atoms are there, right? So, 12 into 12 plus hydrogen 22 atoms, but the weight is 1. So, 1 into 22. All the atomic masses will be given to you in the question. Okay. So, you just have to multiply with the number of atoms which are present here. Oxygen ka mass hai 16 and 11 atoms are there. So, 16 into 11, this is for oxygen, this is for hydrogen, this is for carbon. Sabko add kar do, you will get the total molecular mass. Now, if you have to take out the percentage composition, how will you take out? Suppose the percentage composition of carbon was asked in this. Okay. तो carbon का mass C, एक carbon का 12 and there are 12 carbons. So this is the mass of 12 carbons total, है ना? So 144 we will take upon the total mass, total molecular mass is पूरे का upon 342 into 100. This will give us the percentage composition of carbon. कितना कार्बन है इस कंपाउंड में, कितनी परसेंटेज है. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैलकुलेट द रिलेटिव मॉलिक्यूलर मास एंड द परसेंटेज composition. Here different examples of percentage composition are given. The method is the same. Please read it, go through it properly and do all the questions. You have to do it because that time when we were discussing in the class, we could not do the questions. So here at last the questions are given. You have to do it in your rough notebooks, children. Okay, because we don't have any space left after that chapter. So these questions you will do. 11th can be done in the textbook. So these have to be done in the on a separate sheet, and then later we can paste that sheet in the notebook. 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. percentage composition you have to practice. Method I have told you how. Like one more example I will take here. Percentage of phosphorus in calcium hydrogen phosphate. So see phosphate here. P. How many atoms of phosphorus are there? There are 2. And so number of atoms will be 2. And you can find out the mass of phosphorus. You will be given, so don't worry, it is there on in this page in front, first few pages of your textbook. So the mass of phosphorus, see, it is given relative mass of phosphorus 30.97. So you can take it as 31. So 31, 2 into 31. Okay, so 2 into 31, and then you will take out for the whole. Okay, so this divided by the whole into 100 you will do. Okay, how will you take out for the whole? Calcium ka you will take. Calcium only one atom is there. Okay, this whole bracket means सबके 2 हैं, तो twice करना है सबको. तो hydrogen 4 atoms. P 2 we have discussed. Oxygen 4 into 2 8. ठीक है, so for oxygen you will do 8 atoms into the molecular mass of oxygen, that is 16. ठीक है, ऑल दिस यू विल ऐड. पहले मॉलिक्यूलर मास निकालो, फिर जिसका परसेंटेज पूछा है फॉस्फोरस का उसको निकालो, फिर फॉस्फोरस अपॉन द टोटल इनटू 100. दैट्स ऑल. ओके, दिस इज हाउ यू विल डू. द लास्ट टॉपिक ऑफ दिस चैप्टर, दैट इज द एम्पेरिकल फॉर्मूला. एम्पेरिकल फॉर्मूला इज जस्ट द सिंपल रेशो ऑफ द कंपाउंड्स. Simplest formula gives the simple ratio in whole numbers like H2O2. Simple ratio क्या होगा? This can be cut and we get HO. ठीक है, water का तो H2O ही होगा, but this is H2. This is the actual molecular formula and this is the empirical formula. C6H12O6. 1, 2, 1. So CH2O. So this is the empirical formula, right? What are the ratio of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen? 1:2:1. Okay, the empirical formula mass. If you have to find out the mass, पहले empirical formula निकालो, like this one. We can actually write it like this. C2, 2 कार्बन है, हाइड्रोजन 4 है, ऑक्सीजन 2. Okay, so first write them together because they are the same atoms. Now cancel it. 1, 2, 1. So this becomes CH2O. So this is the empirical formula. मास क्या होगा? कार्बन 12, हाइड्रोजन 2 एटम्स हैं, तो 2 into 1 that is 2 only, प्लस ऑक्सीजन 16, एक ही एटम है. सो जो भी इसका मास जो भी होगा that will be your empirical formula mass. Okay, so till now what mass we were calculating were of the molecular formula, and now we have learned to calculate the empirical formula mass also. Children, do all the exercise questions. Please contact me in case you have any doubts. This chapter is actually based on practice only. We have done these, and please do practice. Don't think we have done it once so you will not practice. If you have doubts in any, please ask me. Right? So with this we have completed this chapter also, and the work which we could not do that time, you have to do it in a separate sheet as I have told you. These questions 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all these are numericals, and do it and ask me if there is a doubt. All the best.